Hello, how are you? My name's Sean and my YouTube channel is On The Road. Welcome to this long overdue tour of Ireland. I'll be slow touring the Wild Atlantic Way from Kinsale in the south up to Marlin's Head in the north. The Wild Atlantic Way is a 1,600 kilometre, that's a 1,000-mile coastal route up the west coast of Ireland. I'm on a budget that will hopefully last me 4 or more months. Subscribe to join me on this journey of a lifetime. After arriving on the ferry at Roche, I made the 40-kilometre trip to Hooks Head Lighthouse to wild camp the first night. I had the place to myself overnight. What a great view to wake up to on the first morning. About 20 yards from the cliff's edge I found the flattest spot I could find. I decided to stay here for the whole day and a second night. I walked up to the headland to see the rocks that warranted a lighthouse being built here over 800 years ago and making this one of the oldest operational lighthouses in the world. Hooks Head Lighthouse is at the location Lottery Impress Detention using the What 3 Words app. Try it if you haven't already. As I said in the intro, I'm on a budget and my budget is very, very low. Last year I forked out £3,000 on a new gearbox. I've just forked out £800 on a cam belt and my MOT. And I do have enough money for a very low budget 4.5-month trip to Ireland. In a few weeks I'll review how my budget is going and probably show you a breakdown of my costs, etc. One of the pitfalls of travelling alone is trying to get your own photos of yourself included in the shots without using a selfie stick, which looks a bit tacky sometimes. It's leaving the camera on a tripod, then walking to where you think makes a good shot. Oh well, it's only a learning curve. I will be doing a van tour, a full van tour, at some point in the next few weeks, once I find a great location to do it. As you can see in these videos, I've added a few decals, or decals, however you say that word. My friend Scott put most of them on for me. Although I'm happily travelling alone, I'm looking forward to perhaps meeting up with a few people en route. I'm aware that a new channel, Hunter and Crew, will be out here at some point in the next few months. And an old favourite, a slow tourer, is Stephen from VANLIFE UK. His recent tour of Skye, I think, has come to an end after about 6 months touring. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with Stephen. I've known him a long time now on YouTube, but never met in person. And Hunter and Crew are my friend Mark, his wife and 2 dogs. I've known Mark since school days. And he's recently bought a new van, although that's delayed. He's got a temporary van and he will be travelling this year. Well done, Mark. And of course, there'll be a lot of random people that I meet along the way. I have no idea what this building is I'm looking at. There was no signage to say what it is. Is it some ancient navigational aid to shipping prior to the 800-year-old lighthouse? I have no idea. It looks kind of similar to a lime kiln in the UK. Anyway, if you know what it is, write a comment for me below. Thank you. What a great rugged bit of coast this is. Across the distance there you can see Dunmore. Across the estuary of a river Nore perhaps, I'm not quite sure, but shipping comes out of there from Waterford Harbour. Walking along the road from the lighthouse, I stumbled across this nest. No idea what bird this would be. To give you an idea of size, they're half again the size of a large chicken egg. So quite a sizable egg. I didn't touch, obviously. There were just 2 in the nest. And as you can see, right along the side of the road. Again, if you have any idea, please let me know in the comments. Considering it's late March, the eggs appear really early. Here's the first flowers of spring. I continued my tour around the headland. Then back at the van, I spotted another little bird, and I've seen before and I cannot remember its name. I forgot to mention, when I got off the ferry last night, I bought some Irish butter and cheese. Lovely with some crusty bread. After leaving the lighthouse, I saw a sign for Dollar Beach, but I was past it before I could turn. But then a few hundred yards later, there was another sign for Booley Bay, and I think the beaches are connectable at low tide. But I pulled down the road, parked up, and walked down to the beach area. What a treat this had in store. I spent a bit of time here, and it was really, really nice. At the other end of the beach, I spotted a dog walker and their dog, but I didn't even get within 200 yards of them, so virtually had the beach to myself. This appears to be the remains of a porpoise, and that looks like a tennis ball. Is the body inverted? Was that stuck in its gut? I'm not really sure. It's great visiting beaches at low tide. There's much more to explore. And here's the usual, trying to get a selfie shot. It is so peaceful here. Booley Bay, just down from Dollar Bay. Easy to park, no restrictions, roadside, a couple hundred yards down, walk down onto the beach. I did see a couple other cars, but I've only ever seen one person and a dog wandering around the beach. I heard some seagulls a moment ago, but apart from a little bit of wind and the waves, it is so quiet. It is absolutely beautiful here. Still a little bit chilly. It's the very end of March. And the sun's coming out from behind some clouds that are coming in. I have a real sense of freedom, away from constant news. You never know whether to believe. Away from wars, politicians and greediness, scandals, and away from the cost of living increases. I could quite happily just sit here and read a book all day, although I'd probably get cut off by the tide. So maybe not the best of ideas, and I'm sure I could find somewhere a little bit better to read a book. I don't know where I'm going next. I've started in the very southeast of Ireland, and I'm travelling along the south coast to Cork to start the wild Atlantic Way. But I'm no rush to start that. I'd like it to warm up a little bit first. I'm looking forward to the big city of Cork. I'm having a good look round all the museums and places there, enjoying some bars, meals and nightlife there.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful.
found this great little park up in Duncannon. It's an old tennis court that's clearly been made with a ramp to be overflow parking for a new tennis court and play area, and even access to one end of the beach here at Duncannon. Again, I had the whole lay-by to myself. The beauty of just hitting the road, driving and stopping where you feel, is these great little discoveries like this. I've never heard of Duncannon, and I've not seen it feature in anybody else's videos recently neither. I saw this little path off to the side and thought, that looks quaint and interesting. Let's follow it. It probably goes to the beach, but I wasn't expecting this. The opportunity to drive on a beach was too good to miss. I returned and got the van. Quickly googled to see what vehicles had been on this beach recently and looked at some pictures and saw full-size motorhomes. So I knew my van would be okay, and I knew I had good tyres should it get a little bit tricky in some of the softer sand. Duncannon Beach is one of a number of beaches in Ireland where you're allowed to drive. I'll certainly be looking out for more. Remember to tether that lantern that's clanging away in the background when I'm on unstable ground like this. Okay, so I poodled along the beach and sped it up in the edit afterwards. But my van is my home and I was a little bit nervous. Next time maybe. Back at my private park up, I moved the van a few times, making sure the sun was hitting the solar panels. I think the rooks were the only locals that objected to my presence. That evening, I went to Roche's bar and had my first beer in Ireland. The locals were friendly, just as expected, gave me loads of advice and loads of stories and things to do in the area. They called themselves the Strawberries, and they said as I cross over to Waterford, they'll be the Blahs. They even gave me a Viz vest to go back to my dark van in the night. That one massive black cloud in the sky, and it's snowing from it. Love looking up ships on a ship AIS, and this is Emma Janica leaving Waterford on its way to Bangor in Wales. I'll be passing through Waterford in the next few days on my way down to Cork to spend a lively weekend hopefully, and then on to Kinsale to start the wild Atlantic way. In next week's episode, I stumble across this great little swimming cove. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to join me on this journey of a lifetime.